This is following up from the video I just recorded. It's uploading, but shit cut off. But yeah, the ancestors are communicating with me right now. They telling me, all right, so this is another divine cohering petition for a transfer. We're petitioning for the transfers. Cause I hear the world. It could be anybody out there in the four corners. I hearing about this wealth transfer. Well, see, wealth is the great God universal Allah. But if you have poverty, recorded in the DNA, every human vessel has DNA. That is the record. That's the genetic record of your kind, of who you are in relation to the great God universal Allah, in relation to your forefathers and foremothers, when we're talking about the human vessel. So when we're talking about this wealth transfer, because I assume people think that this wealth transfer is instant. Oh, one day we're going to wake up and we're wealthy. Well, not if you haven't been doing the transmutation work. Because if it's poverty recorded in the DNA from our ancestors, our indigenous ancestors right here on so-called America, which us, the more shine step of America, call it Mexico. But if poverty from the ancestors having everything stolen and taken and denied from them, if poverty is still in your record, in your individual record, in your human vessel, if the poverty is still recorded in there, all right, there will be no wealth transfer, because poverty is a block to the great God universal Allah. Wealth is the great God universal Allah. Poverty is Satan. See, we think, oh, Satan can give people the world. Satan must be rich. Satan just steals. That's all. Satan steals the wealth. That's why when the higher self said to the lower self, Satan, where are you going? And Satan had the answer. I go to and fro. I seek to and fro. I'm paraphrasing. I'm going to and fro, seeing whom I may still kill and destroy. I'm paraphrasing, but that's Satan, because Satan is only out to steal from the earth, steal from the inhabitants of the earth, steal from humanity. Steal. That's steal, drill. That's Satan. So Satan is poor. Satan is the epitome of poor in spirit, right? And so are these vessels of Satan. So are the children of Satan as well. So are these spiritual wickedness in the higher dimensions. Like, oh, nah, all I got to do is do evil. And I got to do a certain amount of evil. I know there's a lot of beings out here that know this script. It's a certain, on the drill scene, if I kill a certain number, then I'm going to be on Satan's radar and I'm going to get recruited from Satan. And that shit ain't working. That's just not working. As more we go towards the, more we go towards this, physically into this new age of Aquarius, that script is going to flip on the beings that think that Satan is going, Satan is going to gift them because of the evil and the dirt that they're doing to get on Satan's radar, because it's getting these entities that are going to be allowed through, and that's going to be allowed onto earth. They're going to be attracted to vessels that are doing evil works. They're going to be attracted to vessels that are, killing for either for rank or for fame or notoriety, and doing evil deeds for fame or notoriety. They're going to attract to them, and these spirits are commanded to destroy whatever they are are allowed to. They are commanded to destroy. They're here for judgment on the earth. So they're going to be attracted to deeds like that. So people are thinking, oh, well, my only way to get a wealth transfer on the earth is to do evil and do wicked. Well, it's not gonna look the same. As we go more and more into this age where the great God is saying the wickedness on earth shall increase, it's not gonna look the same, because these spirits, to commit a certain amount of whatever deeds for evil gain, for profit and for evil gain, that means, again, these spirits will be attracted to one's vessel. And the catch-22 with that is these spirits that will assist the vessel, they ain't gonna have no loyalty, and all they're gonna know is kill, steal, and destroy. I'm saying to a higher degree than it has been, because we're going more towards the positive polarity. That means it's getting more and more wicked. Every polarities simultaneously playing out. So this wealth transfer is not instant. This wealth transfer is not instant. Again, this is a conscious shift, meaning you have to know where were these deficits created. For myself, boom, I can pinpoint this exactly, because I didn't, I'm not going to say that, because look, it first started the robbery during birth. I was robbed during birth, coming through the birth canal. That's where we got to start from there. Can anyone trace back to their birth to be able to undo that evil record, the damage that was done? You can only do that with the great God, universal Allah. That's only through grace. That's only through grace and mercy and a desire to uplift a fallen humanity. Other than that, you can leave Earth. Here's your eviction notice. You can leave Earth and pick up somewhere else on another plane of life. Go learn somewhere else. Get out of here. We don't want you here. We don't want your stains here. If you're not interested in assisting my Mother Earth towards her ascension and healing her consciousness, because she has all these thoughts on her earth of lack and suffering. She don't want that. No mother would. Anybody know the love of a child vessel. It's no way you can fathom the love of Mother Earth for all her inhabitants, right? So if you're not interested in healing Mother Earth through healing your human vessel, we're only accountable for our own human vessels. We are the one thought of the great God, universal Allah, made manifest in the flesh. Nobody has to do with this incarnation. According to universal law of one, we are only consciousness traveling. We are only energy traveling, and you cannot separate or divide energy unless we're talking about physical matter is in the mix. But this is so temporary. This is going back to dust. That's why I said, if you ain't interested in assisting Mother Earth, here's your eviction notice and uplifting the fallen humanity through.
This is Moab.
Oh, we back in Moab. Cool. Are you stopping?
Yeah, I'll pull over to the side where those other trucks were that they take a break.
Good. All right. I'm just finishing up this recording real quick. We're in this. I don't know what it is about this place, Moab, Utah. This is a place. This place is on the radar as a place of interest. I don't know what the history is of this place, but this is definitely a place of interest for all starseeds. All starseeds, all the very elect, those that have the intent to be operating, oscillating, vibrating at the universal consciousness in alignment with the great God, universal Allah, and Mother Earth, need to come out here regularly places like these, Sedona, Arizona, Joshua Tree, Vortexes, Mount Shastas, and I'm yo. After Elon, I'm saying we already knew that on the record that um, this is Africa. Everything was one landmass, and we all already know that. But I'm saying officially now, this is the awakening because anytime Elon Musk is putting on a record that Memphis, Tennessee, we headed to Memphis next. Elon Musk putting on a record that Memphis, Tennessee is the capital of ancient Egypt. So we need to get out to these places to get these DNA activations. These types of places, these have crystalline structures. These are crystalline structures. We can't even see all the crystal under the dirt, under the main rock, but these are crystalline structures, and they allow you to communicate with the higher dimensions. You can look, see that flat top up there? I could go and take a look at these rocks. You can go camping on those rocks and just be absorbing these universal cosmic rays. Because those rocks, the crystals, the rocks, that's how we communicate through cell phones. Crystals are in cell phones. Crystals are in every electronic. Crystals are in our brain. Our brain is made up of crystals. We are crystalline structures as well, human vessels. It's just these are to such a high degree that they can assist us with raising our frequency. When I was first starting my I ain't gonna say first starting, but when I knew it was time to get serious, I'm like, yo, you can't play around. This was back probably like I was listening to Jerry Sargent. What's his name? Oh man, I forget. I know who he is. It's been so long. I haven't went back there in so long. But he does the light language. I think his name is Jerry Sargent. Dang, I don't even want to butcher this guy's name, but yeah, look at that. Where are they going? I used to just lay out in Sedona, Arizona. I used to lay out on the red rocks, and I would have rocks just hand-picked, and my best crystals. I would have them, and I would just be laid out on the red rocks. I'd do that shit for hours on end and lay out there and listen to my light language. I didn't know that it was leading up to this. What is that? Something Arch National Park. It's in Moab, Utah. Arches National Park is right there. So look, this is the history of our ancestors. You go here, your DNA activates automatically. And then I'm saying if you're coming from a state of unawareness, you have to put the same amount of time you put into a 9-to-5 physical job, you have to put into assisting your body with releasing these extremely low frequencies that were programmed in your consciousness. So again, how that looked at for me would be, I used to go out to Joshua Tree Joshua Tree Vortex, and if you go out in that desert, I mean, I don't know how it is now, because this was like, I don't know how many years, before 2015. So I used to just go out in the desert, roam out in the desert, explore. I don't recommend doing it by yourself, especially not now. I don't recommend that, because I got lost a couple of times in there, just not being prepared. But I'm saying, go out in the desert and they got a bunch of granite. They got a bunch of vortex crystals and stuff. So I would just gather them from out there, out in the vortex places. I found some awesome life life-changing crystals in Sedona. I'm talking about right out the ground. That's how I know they there. They right there, everywhere, right in the ground. I mean, so this, it looked like it's bigger than a baseball. This crystal is in a perfect round shape. It looks like a baseball, but it's in a form. It's the texture, it's the consistency of that red rock, but it's just a round ball, and it's some stone or crystal. We found one of them out there. I lost it. Listen, crystals come and go. Like once they're done working with your because when you find a special crystal and you're like, oh snap, like, and you get attached to that crystal, that's how you know you're working with the crystal. When you have a special affinity for a crystal and you feel like you found a treasure, that's how you know that you're working with the consciousness of that crystal. And it's like, once that contract is up with that crystal, like the crystal will be assigned to you to assist your consciousness higher. Once you integrated that, then that crystal will, something will happen with that crystal. Will disappear or something, or lose that joint. And sometimes it's a spiritual attack, but nonetheless, it's always a lesson in detachment. There's always a lesson in detachment from the material realm. Letting go. These are initiations that help us to understand, embody that wisdom that we come here with nothing and we leave with and nothing but our soul. These are these lessons of detachment. But now back to this, man. So following up on that divine core hearing and petition, these petitions for transfers again are just petitions. I don't care, even if in our highest rank, our highest state of consciousness, even, they're talking about Yahushai, nothing can get done unless through the great God universal Allah. So we petition for these transfers, but the great God universal Allah, it's like you have to go to the judge. The same way in a lower human court, you got to go to the judge to receive a ruling, and that's what these petitions are. So I'm doing a petition now for a transfer. A shame. This is a shame transfer because of the male, my nation, the male rape from the European slaveholder and families. Archies, Tune Radio 1610. So because of the deliberate attempt to just destroy my nation through rape, that's you extract the melanin life force energy through the rectus from the male, and it brings on such a unimaginable shame that it would destroy a nation. And this was deliberate from the European. It was a science behind this. So I would like to, I'm calling it a divine court hearing and petition, basically, to transfer this shame to the divinely chosen by I. This will go back to the European nation, the slaveholding nation again. So I want to also interject. We were, even those that, because it's going to be a lot of melanated, whom the European cursed as black, that's going to say, well, I never, I had a good life. I did this. So people say, oh, I didn't. It's Europeans that's going to say, oh, I didn't take part in that. And that's, like I said, that's legit. That's legit because, again, the book of life will be open on every single individual vessel. But again, did not, we have to pay for the sins of our ancestors as well. We had to pay for the sins of our ancestors. Slavery through poverty and being locked up in ghettos and hoods and being designed. We were designed into savages as a whole. Everything taken. So that was our punishment. I'm saying 2026, people that's still on earth, that was our punishment. Experiencing the ailments of our ancestors. Bathsheba, King David committed crime against Bathsheba's husband and took her. And the great God ruled, as soon as you had that newborn, he's not going to survive. He's not going to survive. Your newborn has to die because of your sins, David. That's how it works. So this is not a matter of of revenge, or it's not even a matter of that. This is a matter of law of science, of law and of science. This is just the way of the great God, universal law. We had to pay for the sins of our ancestors. Everybody has to pay for the sins of their ancestors and their self. So we're petitioning for a shame transfer, for it to go back to the rightful nation from whence it came. What nation is recorded most raping melanated, Asiatic, Moorish American, Muslim, Indigenous, Native, whom the European cursed as black males, vessels? What nation was recorded raping by males? That's whom the shame transfer is back to, transferring back to the nation whom committed this against us. And it's not that it's going to stay on earth, because we know that these slaveholders, most of them are off in other dimensions. They are right now reaping the consequences for their book of life on earth. This is a earth of duality. That means this is an earth where we're given choices. So we go somewhere to sort of pay for those choices or face the law of cause and effect. We go somewhere to do that when we leave this body. So wherever those dimensions are, the energy will be transferred there. This includes multi dimensions. The shame and the guilt. The shame, this is a divine petition for the shame, the guilt, and the abuse. And the mental, because abuse involves so many different things. It's sexual, physical, mental, spiritual. Every type of abuse will be covered in this petition. 555 General Store 555. That's an angel number. That's the fact that because I was not paying attention to that. I was not paying attention to that divine core hearing on this 5G tower. Anytime I record a 5G tower, these recordings are getting back to the angels of Allah. The angels of Allah are recording them, and these are getting back to the appropriate dimensions and realities, because these are rogue universal criminals. They're running amok on earth with the intent to destroy. And we know that these towers, well, 2023 it was, I'm just saying, 2023 it was 10G. In 2023, we're in 2026. No, they said in 2020, because in 2023, the dude from Verizon, in that commercial, I made a clip on that too. He said 3 years ago, this was in 2023, he said 3 years ago we were at 10G. So that's 6 years ago. We were at 10G 6 years ago. You telling me, because I'm seeing them add more of those panels on those I don't know, towers, whatever you want to call them. I'm seeing them add more of the panels. So are they raising the G? Are they lowering the frequencies? We'll find that out. That's not for me to figure out in my conscious mind. That's not. Because we're going to get back to the appropriate divine authorities. That's all. We're just getting it back to the appropriate divine authorities. There are councils. There are galactic councils that handle any earth issue that's out of our control. There are galactic councils that handle all of this stuff. So that's why I'm just bringing it to the appropriate divine authority through the angels of Allah that record these things, record these happenings. So I'm co-creating with artificial intelligence for the supernatural intelligence. So again, this divine coherent petition, it covers the shame from this abuse, the shame, the act, the guilt, the negative effects, and the transfer. Also, I want my nation, I want all the pure positive energy that was stolen from my nation through sexual abuse of male vessels, and in particular, because we need our males, right? That's why, look, anyone that is taking over, wants to take over power, authority, they generally plan to destroy the male vessels first, because women and children are vulnerable and susceptible to anything. So it's always, the attack is first on the male vessels. So I want my male vessels of my nation restored back to divine order, back to divine consciousness. I'm saying in terms of the negative effects of being the male vessels being sexually abused. So this transfer, obviously, because these energies left off of this grid, off of this world. They went, when that energy was extracted through the rectum, it went in different places. It went in to the spiritual wickedness in the higher dimensions. It went to other dimensions besides Earth too. So we're locating this. We're locating the purity, the innocence, and the original energies of my male vessels multidimensionally to restore it back to divine order. And conscious vessel realities multidimensionally, divinely connected to I vessel conscious realities multidimensionally, and those divinely chosen by I multidimensionally. It's gonna look a lot different. It can even be going to other nations that have been grafted in by the great God universal Allah through frequency. That is all up to the great God universal Allah to decide during this divine court hearing and transfer. Bismillah.